ADOT has a lot of projects going on, from the East Valley, West Valley, Central, going to Grand Canyon. One of the biggest projects you guys are working on is the I-10. So I want to go a little bit more into that because that seems like a pretty big load to take on. It's like 6 lanes. There's 2 HOV lanes. So I want to go a little bit more into that.
Talking about the Broadway curve
Yeah.
construction?
Mhm.
Yeah, and I can tell, not having gone to school for transportation or urban planning, I mean, I do kind of feel like I moved into the right industry because talking about these construction projects does excite me, and seeing the improvements that we're making, is really exciting. So it's my position within the department is a little bit removed from that, in the sense that a lot of those projects get planned and advertised within different divisions. And then my team is in the background, or kind of way in the beginning of the project, where our responsibility is managing geospatial data about the roadway. And then our biggest responsibility is turning that in for our federal reports. And then that kind of, we funnel that up to the federal government, and then that kind of shakes down in the form of funding and different things like that. In a very, very roundabout way, our work is helping those construction projects, but knowing that, we don't quite get a hand in that, um, is an interesting thing. And and then kind of on the far end of it, after the fact, they build all these assets that the department has to manage. We do come in, and sometimes they need maps of the areas made, or they need to know a lot of the times about lane miles, the right of way area, how many signs are in the area, that sort of thing. We're doing, there was a request last year about doing a pedestrian improvement in a certain area. So then they need a big map of what are the medians like in that area. In some ways, it's really satisfying knowing that in some way I had like a distant hand in it, and then also realizing that that's, the accomplishments of people far away from me in the division.
Is there a project besides the I-10 curve that you are excited about that you are allowed to say?
Mm, I guess that's the big one. I mean, it's a huge project, and it bleeds up into the I-17, before Flagstaff. I think I'm very excited about the implementation of flex lanes, which will be the first in our state, where you will only be able to drive one direction during a certain time of the day, and they're planning to have these automated gates that direct the flow of traffic. So that kind of thing I'm very excited about. And like I mentioned earlier, working with our safety team, learning about what kind of new safety innovations they might be implementing. So a few months back, there was, if I can nerd out on transportation, the first diverging diamond installed in our state. So just these crazy new ideas that, um, our transportation system is changing all the time. There's new innovations. And then the chances the public need to go out and see this change and drive on it, and know that I had whatever small part I had in building that.
So 2 questions.
Yeah.
First one, what's an automatic gate?
Oh, well, I guess I shouldn't say automatic, but so we have what's called the Traffic Operations Center, and they're monitoring all of the freeways all of the time. So they will have a system where they can put these gates up and down to allow cars through, and then at a
Okay.
certain time of day, they'll close the gate so no cars can come through it, and that will change the flow of traffic.
Neat.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
That is so cool. Oh, it's called flex lanes.
Flex lanes, yeah, and they have a wonderful animated video all about it.